The day has finally arrived for the United States men's national team, as from a jam-packed SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, California, it is time for the United States World Cup opener in 2026. From Inglewood, California, officially for this tournament, Los Angeles Stadium, it's the opening match from Group D, the United States of America to take on Paraguay. Group D also consists of Turkey along with Australia. They will play later tonight as they will battle in the next game in Group D 2 nights from now. Australia and Turkey, thank you, as they fill out the Group D card along with the United States and Paraguay. Action earlier today in Group B included Canada and Bosnia and Herzegovina playing to a 1-1 draw to start play in Group B. So it's the United States and Paraguay to start the action in Group D from SoFi Stadium, this enormous arena in Inglewood, California. And hello, one and all, I'm Matthew Owens, and welcome to Los Angeles. Thanks for having us in for the World Cup opener for the United States. What an enormous night this is for U.S. soccer. We've talked about this tournament and how amazing it very well could be for a number of reasons for the sport in this country. Now, the country's team set to open up their World Cup account. A lot of people have differing opinions about Group D and who they are with in their group, along with Paraguay, Turkey, and Australia. It all starts tonight for the Stars and Stripes. Seth Eaves with us tonight as well to provide his commentary. And Seth, tonight is the night for the United States as the countdown to this long-awaited World Cup is just about over.
Hey everybody, when the United States played Wales to start the 2022 World Cup, we as Americans, I think, universally said, we've been waiting on this moment for 8 years after the shocking failure to qualify for Russia 2018. But in a way, I feel like we could say U.S. soccer's been waiting for this game for 32 years. It was 1994, July of 94, when the U.S. bowed out in the last 16 on American soil. And since then, it's been a long process to try and get interest in the sport involved. And 32 years later, the World Cup back in the U.S., the first game to be played on U.S. soil in this tournament, and the sport more popular than it ever could have dreamt of being, even at the end of what was considered a pretty successful 1994 World Cup. Paraguay are the opponents. The United States know that winning a group could be oh so important, because if you win a group, you get third place teams. That could be absolutely massive. As Matthew mentioned, it's not a group of death in the sense that you have three possible World Cup winners in the group, but you do have 4 teams that most think are pretty evenly matched. One from Europe, one from South America, one from the Asian region, and one, of course, from CONCACAF, the United States. The waiting is almost over. For 8 years, we've waited for the World Cup to come since it was announced. And now, Matthew Owens, welcome us back to World Cup action in these United States of America.
Indeed so. SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles dressed in its finest. You saw the lineups for the United States with Mauricio Pochettino. He gives the start to Wayne, Pennsylvania's Matt Freese in goal rather than Matt Turner, who of course played in goal in the last World Cup 4 years ago in Qatar. So it's Freese in net, a back four of Anthony Robinson. Tim Ream now captains the team. Chris Richards and Alex Freeman will set up the right side of the defense. In the midfield, the likes of Adams and Tillman, Pulisic, McKinney, Serginho Dest, and the striker up front is Flo Balogun, who has had a really strong build-up to this World Cup, and he has scored in his career against Paraguay. That came in a friendly in Chester, Pennsylvania last November. For Gustavo Alfaro and the Paraguay side, Orlando Gil is in goal. He plays his club football in Argentina. The captain is Gustavo Gomez, as you see, number 15. And their two strikers up front include Antonio Sanabria and Julio Enciso, who plays at Strasbourg in France. Once was playing in the Premier League at Brighton. So we are set to go at SoFi Stadium. The United States in their stars and stripes, white kits with blue numbers. And this long-awaited World Cup in the United States is underway for Team USA as they kick off, and a long ball sent up the far touchline is too far for everyone. Immediately it's gone out for a Paraguay throw. 1994, as Seth Eaves mentioned, over 30 years ago, that was introducing this sport to the United States. This World Cup in 2026 could be when the United States makes this sport a major sport in the country. Off the Paraguay throw, the U.S. get control and send it back to our left, where Matt Freese, who plays his club ball in Major League Soccer at New York City FC, controls. The U.S. will attack from our left to our right in this first half. The opener in Group D, they've given the ball to Paraguay, and a free kick in the center circle, which is taken and rolled to Omar Alderete, and immediately they get into the penalty area. In from the left, Sanabria tried to twirl one, and from a sharp angle, it's shot high by Diego Gomez, comes to the right of the penalty area. Juan Jose Caceres with a ball in, and that's knocked aside by the United States defense as Chris Richards was back there, and Paraguay not afraid to get going extremely early here, as that was an aggressive ball through by Alderete to find Sanabria, and what an opportunity for Paraguay right in the opening moments. What will the nerves be like for this United States team? Long throw in by Caceres. Richards with a header away. Hoisted back up by Krubas. Comes back to him, top right corner of the penalty area. Then Alderete from the center circle cranks it deep with the left foot. It bounces to Freese, who will be able to handle cleanly. And the United States will be able to possess here. It's been a whirlwind last couple of years for this United States national team program, hiring Mauricio Pochettino as their next coach in 2024. Of course, he's been at so many places. He's been successful in so many places, as a long ball is headed towards the penalty area, and a chance here for the U.S., their first of the night, and it is knocked towards goal by Flo Balogun, but easily claimed by Orlando Gil, who was perhaps for some a surprise starter in goal for Paraguay over Roberto Fernandez. Sent long by Gil, collected by the U.S., and the United States are on it in the final third, and it's Balogun, top right corner of the penalty area, hands it off for Chris Richards, right of the penalty area, Richards, and now the flag has gone up. And the play is blown offside. Aggressive start from both teams here in the early moments. Mentioning Pochettino, you know well if you follow especially the sport in Europe. He led Tottenham Hotspur to a Champions League final appearance in 2019. He's been at Southampton, PSG, and Chelsea. He's been all around the world, really, and he's been at a lot of successful big-name clubs. Paraguay on the ball in the midfield, and it's clipped up the far touchline. It's gone out off of an American defender. So it'll be a Paraguay throw on a 75-degree night in Inglewood, California, just outside of Los Angeles. Long throw is placed up the far side, and it totally missed the intended target, Julio Enciso, 22-year-old. And as I mentioned, played at Brighton along with Ipswich Town, and now in Strasbourg in France. One of the most important players on this Paraguay side. Freeze takes the goal kick and sends it short to his right. And they'll try to play out of the back, which we saw burn South Africa certainly once in a big way yesterday in the opener in Mexico City, and could have nearly burned them much worse multiple other occasions. Here's Chris Richards, who begins the pilgrimage back up the pitch for the United States. From our left to our right is where they attack. Now Tim Ream, the captain at this World Cup, across the halfway line left of the center circle. A return to Richards, who was voted the U.S. men's national team player of the year last year. He's from Birmingham, Alabama. Trickled up the near side. Weston McKennie tried to squeeze one up the near flank in the direction of Serginho Dest, who's playing upfield, as he so often can do. Ball goes out on the near touchline. And Paraguay will have a throw. Junior Alonso will toss it in. Headed straight up into the air by an American defender. Comes back to Alonso. It ping-pongs around in the middle of the field. Antonio Sanabria had it. Taken away. Dest comes away with it. Then he's tackled by Miguel Almiron, who you know that name quite a bit if you're an MLS fan. As from the halfway line on the far side, it's Caceres poking it up the far touchline, and Ciso trying to get to it. From the right of the penalty area, his ball struck in. Richards there defensively flicks it away to the far side. It's last off of Juan Jose Caceres, a Paraguayan out. U.S. will have a throw. Almiron played at Newcastle for a long time, 6 seasons up until 2025, and now he's in Major League Soccer with Atlanta United. U.S. with a throw-in on the far side, headed away by Caceres, who tries to get back to it. He does. Far touchline at the halfway line. Caceres with a low ball to Sanabria, who played it on back, and now Paraguay trying to get into some space using the width of the field this way. Alonso with a one-touch pass hooked towards the middle. Richards is there to swallow it up for the United States defensively. Alex Freeman plays it forward up the right channel. It comes to Weston McKennie, cuts to the middle, played off to his left on the far side. Christian Pulisic, his first touch, tries to go through 2 defenders. He's into the penalty area from the left. He plays it off and it rolls in. It's an own goal, and the United States have the opening goal inside 7 minutes. It's the Stars and Stripes with the opening goal, and America with a sensational start to their World Cup. 1-0 U.S. Christian Pulisic with a gutsy move to try to split 2 Paraguayan defenders. He did, laid it off at the edge of the 6-yard box, and it ends up getting fumbled into the back of the net. Perhaps off of Damian Babagia. Pulisic going straight through 2 defenders, then laid it off brilliantly for McKennie, who tried to hand it off for Flo Balogun, but before it could get to him, it's off the foot of Babadija. And it's an own goal. It's a nightmare moment for Babadija, who scored at the Alamo Dome in a friendly against Mexico last November. His first ever goal for Paraguay. Play is restarted here, and Paraguay in possession, but a foul is called. So Babadija with the own goal in the 7th minute, and the United States are up 1-0. And a great start here in Los Angeles. Free kick taken short and quickly by Richards. Here's Ream. Left of the center circle, played it towards the halfway line. Ream gets it back. And the U.S. on the front foot here early, which is something that they didn't have a lot of success getting done 4 years ago in Qatar. As this ball sent up the left-hand side, Pulisic's got it again from the left of the penalty area. He had a step on his man. He gets tripped up by Juan Jose Caceres, and he's given a yellow card. So a yellow card to Juan Jose Caceres, who plays his club ball in Russia at Dynamo Moscow. And he tried to stop Pulisic, who had an explosive first couple of steps up the left flank. And never got any of the ball. It's a foul and it's a yellow card on Caceres. So what a start for the U.S., scoring just about as soon as Mexico did in their opener yesterday. Now they've got a free kick from the left of the penalty area. They've got Malik Freeman over the ball. He fakes it. It's played in laterally to the right, edge of the D here. 25 yards away from goal. Tyler Adams out wide to his right, feeds Alex Freeman right of the penalty area. He'll scoop this into a dangerous area. Hoisted away by Diego Gomez. It didn't go very far. Tillman, left side of the penalty area, feeds it back for Pulisic. Stripped of the ball by Diego Gomez. Comes free on the far side. It'll ricochet out of play off of Gomez. U.S. will take the throw quickly. It's into Pulisic. Squared on back for Ream. 10 minutes gone here. And the United States are ahead. And they might be pressing for another goal here. Off the near channel, Freeman places it out wide to the right. Serginho Dest trickles it forward. Weston McKennie sends the ball into the back post. Good shape on it, just a bit too far for his target, Pulisic. Leaks out on the far side. Anthony Robinson will get to it. What a goal he scored last Saturday in their last tune-up match against Germany in Chicago. The Jedi with a spectacular goal. Here's Pulisic up the left channel, rolls the ball through nicely. It's come to Balogun, and his ball in is parried away by Alderete. Back out it comes for a reset. Starting again with it. Placed into the middle, and Pulisic tried to trickle one into the left side of the penalty area. Defended away by Paraguay again. It will one-hop its way out of the near side. Shepherded that way by Alex Freeman, keeping Almiron away from it. Tossed in quickly on the near side, and the U.S. from our left to our right. White shirts with blue numbers, and then on the front, the red and white stripes of this, their first kit of this World Cup. First shirt, if you will, as Pulisic comes from the left of the center circle, slides it for Malik Tillman, and then he got clattered down hard, and a foul is called as Tillman goes down. No yellow card this time shown to Babadija, who clipped him. Already a physical start to this one, which could be quite something to keep up with for Danny McKelly, the Dutch referee. United States restart play. They've been in possession of the ball really since those first 2 or 3 minutes where Paraguay was on the attacking end. Here's Ream feeding it up the left-hand side. Pulisic on the touchline, squeezes by Diego Gomez. Pulisic is looking frisky early. Centers the ball back, however, for Dest. Heavy first touch, and he lost it, but we've got a whistle again. And a foul going against Paraguay, who are in their first World Cup in 16 years. It was in 2010 in South Africa the last time Paraguay participated in a World Cup, and they played extremely well in that World Cup, making it to the quarterfinals. It's been a long wait for them as well. Serginho Dest near touchline. Played back in towards the middle in the center circle by Freeman for Richards. Laid off to his left for Ream. Wanted to load up a long ball. Sanabria was there to close him out. Pulisic loops it up the left-hand side in the direction of Richards. Hooked away from him. Ream goes skying for a header. He puts it a mile high into the air. It comes down to Andres Krubas, and it's out of play on the far side to Paraguay. Andres Krubas from Argentina originally. Plays in America, well, plays actually in Canada, in Major League Soccer in Vancouver. Yellow card to Gustavo Gomez, the Paraguay captain, went unseen by the world feed as Paraguay on the throw-in, and they've got into the attacking third here pretty quickly. At the edge of the penalty area, wriggling away to try to find a shot, was Enciso, who drags it wide, and he was claiming that it was deflected. And was it? No, it wasn't. Tyler Adams in front of him defensively. And Julio Enciso just dragged it wide with the right foot. But boy, Paraguay They've really only been in the attacking third and towards the penalty area twice, but both times they've gotten there extremely quickly, and now they've forced a takeaway as Robinson yields a Paraguay throw, taken quickly. Paraguay attacking from our right to our left. They've got deep dark blue shirts on with white numbers and trim, with dark blue shorts, played on back into their own half. Junior Alonso on the left-hand side quickly feeds it forward. Almiron was defended by a couple of American defenders. He was able to squeeze it up the left-hand side. It's knocked out of bounds by Robinson. It'll be a throw-in for Paraguay. Near side, about 40 yards from goal. Junior Alonso will be the one to pitch it in. Quarter of an hour in. And a 1-0 lead for the United States. Off of an own goal that went in off of Damian Babadija. Paraguay on the throw. And it gets pinballed around to the left of the penalty area, and Almiron was taken down. He thought he got fouled. Dutch referee thinks differently. And the United States will have possession. Almiron, mentioned, played at Newcastle for so long, scored 23 goals in the English Premier League in his 6-year run with Newcastle. He's already got 6 goals in Major League Soccer in just about a calendar year with Atlanta United. United States ball in their own half to our left. Richards threads it up the far side. Ream at the halfway line. Forwards it up that left flank. And the United States are trying to get forward here through a bunch of traffic. It's rolled to Balogun, who's played it off, and wide open is Dest. And Dest in from the right, tried to cut it back for Balogun. And it's sorted away by the Paraguay defense, but only just. Serginho Dest could not have been more free on the near right side. Perhaps had an opportunity to go for goal himself. His first touch wasn't exactly brilliant, though. So he tried to cut it back to Balogun. Goes off the leg of Adarete. Corner for the United States. 17th minute to be struck in near flag. Paraguay tries to get their defense set up. Left-footed strike, looping ball to the back post. It's available, headed up into the air, comes down near the penalty spot, given back to Robinson and cut in, and headed wide by Richards, who went flying, and now he's come crumbling down hard, along with Adarete. Those two with the collision. Well, the initial header by Freeman didn't go anywhere, so it was served back in. And Richards went flying, and he and Adarete, the number 3s, came together. And those two hopefully will be okay as players go to the technical areas to just get some water. This is obviously not the hydration break, but they'll take advantage of it while also hoping that their teammates are okay.
You think we're going to have a double hydration break?
Well, we might.
Actually, we're going to have it'd be a triple because we already have 2 built in. So.
Well, we do, indeed. That's a head-to-head collision there between Adarete and Richards.
Head-to-head collision.
And those two have been helped away, and we're ready for play to restart. And it'll be Orlando Gil. Again, for many, maybe a surprise decision for Gustavo Alfaro to choose him to be in goal here. He sends it long up the far side. Flicked on. Freeman got to it. Played up the far side towards Pulisic. Caceres shielded it from him. It's gone out on the far side. It'll be a Paraguay throw. Looks like Adarete is set to come back in. He wasn't off the field very long. So we approach 20 minutes here. Caceres will throw in, far side. Throws it long towards the right side of the penalty area. United States get it away. Balogun tried to twist it even further away. It was held down by Caceres, who rips it in. Ream knocks it away. Far touchline, and with it is Malik Tillman, who tried to start something up that far channel. And we get a whistle, and it's going to belong to the United States. on a foul by Paraguay. As climbing over the top of Balogun was Caceres. Be a free kick on the far side. Well shy of the halfway line, taken to Ream, given to Richards, who's also back on himself, along with Alderete. They both seem to be okay. Ream has it here. Far left channel, United States in their own end. 1-0 lead off an own goal off of Damian Babadija. United States progress forward. Dest near touchline, halfway line. Played on back now. Freeman for Richards. Now they go around the horn from right to left. Ream, the captain from St. Louis, played collegiately at St. Louis University, a former Billiken. Back to Richards from Birmingham, Alabama. Now Ream into the attacking half here. Takes a couple more steps. He's given that space by Sanabria. Loops the ball towards the left side of the penalty area. It came to McKinney, who was trying to get through a couple of defenders closing in on him. And it ends up going over the end line. Off McKinney, goal kick. The run was spotted. The run by Tillman was spotted by Ream. Tillman did a nice job finessing it to McKinney in a good spot, but Gomez and Bobadilla were right there. Now Paraguay will start to build from the back. 20-plus minutes gone, as you see. 1-0 United States in this opener in Los Angeles. Long ball was loaded up by Caceres. It was swallowed and put out of play on the far side. It'll be another Paraguay throw. Caceres will throw it in. Does so on the far side in the direction of Enciso. It was knifed away from him. Out on the far side again, perhaps off Enciso last. It is. It'll be a U.S. throw. Taken quickly far side. Ream for Richards in the center circle. Looks to his right, plays it back to his left. Ream is there again. One of the handful of players that did play college soccer in the United States prior to turning professional. As Ream loops the ball to Pulisic, who made a good run up the left-hand side. He's at the edge of the penalty area, tries to turn back with two Paraguay defenders around him, plays it out wide on that far side. Touch back by Tillman for Ream on a reload, about 50 yards from goal. Ream then back into the center circle for Richards. Richards spots Freeman to his right, plays it that way, laterally to his left for Dest, who's just going here, there, and everywhere. He's like the road runner. Out wide to his left, Pulisic makes an inside cut on Caceres, top left corner of the penalty area. Plays it on back for Dest again. Now Ream, lateral ball to his right, Freeman. United States just probing here. Freeman a forward ball. Balogun touched it on back. Trickled into the penalty area by Tillman. Off his line comes Gill, who had the ball shepherded to him by Junior Alonso. Gill's able to come and claim. Good play there defensively by Alonso as he shielded a couple of American defenders away. Paraguay goes long, up the middle, taken back away by Freeman. Freeman charges forward. Lays it off to his left. Robinson back to Ream. We are closing in on the hydration break. We've played 23 minutes. Serginho Dest near touchline. Back it goes for Tyler Adams. America in their defensive half here. Ream up the far side, Pulisic. Shut down defensively by Diego Gomez. Return comes to Robinson. United States side of the center circle, Richards. Out to his right, taken by McKinney. Those two will play catch. Richards looks to his right, comes back left, takes a few paces up the middle. Sanabria won't let him go far. Then it's Ream. Squared off the left-hand side for Pulisic against Caceres. Pulisic, explosive move, led to the penalty area. Cross that's nowhere close, might end up in Pasadena. And that'll be the hydration break. So at the end of the first quarter, in the United States.
That cross was headed towards the Arroyo Seco.
Into the first quarter of the United States opener here. 1-0. They lead Paraguay. Good start for the U.S. and Seth Eaves. Our hydration break analysis. What'd you think?
A hydration break host / analysis. It's something I never thought I would be asked to do in my life, but yet here we are. I like what I'm seeing from a U.S. perspective. I would like a second goal, just to, I think if you're U.S., you'd like to see a second goal so you could just to feel a little bit better about the situation. A reminder: coming up tomorrow, it's a 3-match day tomorrow, of which I understand we're going to have two of them, or is it all three?
Let's see. All three.
Okay. So Qatar against Switzerland gets the party started. Then we'll have Brazil and Morocco. That'll be an interesting. Thank you, JT. And then yours truly. I feel like I'm Jerry Punch. Yours truly, not Dr. Seth Eaves, on the call for the match between Scotland and Haiti. Very much looking forward to that one. Good to see the Scots back in a major tournament, and Haiti, of course, their first World Cup should be a lot of fun. So I'm assuming it's Mr. White on the Switzerland game and you on the Brazil game, Mateo.
Yes. Matt White, our our soccer at the threes with Matt White.
Don't forget the Late Show with Seth Eaves.
Well, indeed.
Yeah. You get used to hearing my voice a lot in this particular hour. Matthew's not so much.
JT,
And yeah, JT just everywhere because he never sleeps.
It's the Qatar Switzerland game tomorrow. It's a 3-man broadcast, isn't it?
It may be. It may turn into be.
Matthew controlling the OBS, Matt White doing the talking, and myself doing the graphics.
Good lord!
And on that bombshell, time for me to press a button.
Ready for play to restart.
I don't think Matthew's doing any graphics.
Off the hydration break. Yes. No.
What's happened? Hold on. What's happened there?
Well, that's a good question. Thank you.
There we go.
We've changed buttons around. Here is the goal kick by Gill to restart play. Yeah, it's all twisted up. It's okay. All is well. All is well in the neighborhood. Ball out of play on the far side. And Robinson will throw in, holding the ball over his head, looking for someone to throw it into. He has up the left-hand side. Balogun's come back to it. He's tried to run through two defenders. They played advantage here. McKinney has played this ahead up the left flank. Christian Pulisic has it. He's been frisky early. Plays it along to the edge of the D, making a move with it. Is Adams letting it into Balogun, and his shot goes off the keeper and in. And Flo Balogun perhaps has made it 2-0 to the U.S. We'll see if the flag comes up. For now, the celebration is on, but now Flo Balogun looks over to the other side and he sees the flag is up, and the U.S. will have to wait for a second. It's a beautiful setup, though, all started by Balogun doing a lot of hard work. And Pulisic, my goodness, he has had an extra gear here in this first half hour, and he made a terrific pass to Tyler Adams, and he sneaks it through to Balogun, who is just maybe a leg offside.
Matthew?
JT?
I would like you to know that during that hydration break, you jumped forward 32 seconds.
You can thank Fox for taking commercials during that. Off the restart of play, Paraguay has sent it long. It gets knocked back into their own end. Alderete for Gill, and then back for Alderete again. And here comes Paraguay looking for something here. They haven't had a lot to speak of. They've had two real chances, which they were able to manufacture quickly. All hell's broken loose on the near touchline just in front of Gustavo Alfaro. Freeman has gone down. And see what ends up coming of all of that chaos. Oh, God. We have to be miserable about something. United States have restarted play.
I gotta catch up.
Yeah. We have to be miserable about something. United
You
States.
You ain't kidding.
Restarted play. Robinson has lost the handle to it. Paraguay has it back. Balogun nearly grabbed it back, but it's back for Gill, and Paraguay will look to go forward from our right to our left. Gustavo Gomez, the captain, Where's that captain's armband? Sends a long ball up the middle, taken away by Adams. Played safely back to Robinson. United States a reload on the half-hour mark. Ream spears it up the left-hand side. Pulisic out wide on that far end. Caceres turns him away. Touch back for Tillman. Then for Robinson. Robinson, thunderous ball up the left-hand side. Pulisic's gotten on the end of it. Left of the penalty area, he's in. Tried to splinter a ball forward. Balogun's there! And Balogun this time! Machete's in! The second goal for the United States! There will be no taking away of that one! Flo Balogun! 2-0 U.S.!
Yeah, offside that, FIFA.
Well, yes. Well, there's been a great flow to the United States game through this first half hour, and it's Flo Balogun who puts them up a pair. What a great ball by Robinson to Pulisic. And Pulisic cuts it back, and Balogun with a one-touch shot that beats Gill diving to his left. 2-0, Stars and Stripes. Could not have asked for much better of a start for this U.S. team. A team, when they played in Copa America a couple of years ago, created a lot of scoring chances, but so often failed to finish them. It was getting very frustrating for the American fans, so they finished some opportunities early here. Paraguay restarting play, but already they've lost the ball. The United States have it again, and Freeman, knifing his way through a couple of defenders, plays it back to Richards to settle things down. It's the 10th goal for Balogun in a United States shirt in just 28 appearances. Here's the U.S. with it again. Tillman shapes the ball right of the penalty area. McKinney a cutback, picked off by Babadija, who of course has the other goal of the game, an own goal. He clears it out of play on the near side. Adams, quick throw in. Back to Freeman it goes. United States are really buzzing here. Ream out wide to the left. There's Pulisic. 2 Paraguay defenders around him quickly. They know that he's been dangerous here to start. Robinson back into the center circle. Taken by Adams. Flips it near side. McKinney holds it in. McKinney back towards the inside right channel. Freeman for Richards. And then Freeman once again. Freeman up the right side. McKinney tried to forward one, deflected out by Alonso. U.S. will throw. Tossed in for Richards. Off to Ream in the center circle, just inside the halfway line. Twirls it to the left-hand side. There's Robinson. Plays it for Pulisic, who turns back and faces Kubas. Now again, played to the back line for Ream. Paraguay push him back just a bit. Ream laterally to his right, Freeman. Richards for Ream out wide on the left. Then Anthony Robinson. Turned back towards the inside left channel. McKinney. Out wide Robinson. Scooped ball up the left-hand side. Just a bit too far for McKinney. Ends up out of play off Caceres, however, on the far side. So U.S. get a throw that Robinson takes ultra quick. Pulisic on the end of it. Given back for Richards. Now Pulisic playing much further back here. And again, Paraguay defenders are not going to let him get any space. Near side, it's Dest. Dest to the inside on the right-hand side for Balogun. Near touchline, Freeman. Halfway line, Richards. Richards levels it on the left-hand side. United States still in the attack here as they've been for the majority of this half. McKinney for Robinson. Robinson left to the penalty area. Staggers to the ball at the end line. Caceres closed him off. It's back to the edge of the penalty area. United States are still in control. Paraguay couldn't get it clear, and still they haven't. Finally, Almiron gets possession of it, but he's got Americans all around him. He's got to find someone to play it off to, and he has. Paraguay at least gets it about 40 yards away from goal. Almiron gets back to it. Can't totally flip it away. Dest gets to it, plays it into the middle of the field for Balogun. There was a foul, advantage played by the Dutch referee. Now Robinson 30 yards from goal. Angles it on the left-hand side. Here's Pulisic against Caceres. Pulisic to his right foot. Pulisic turns back on his left. Scoops a ball in. Balogun just got the top of his forehead to it. Skims wide on the near side. U.S. still have it. Top right corner of the penalty area. It's Freeman. Laid on back Richards. Wide on the right-hand side. Dest. Spoon feeds it in the direction of Richards. Cleared away by Paraguay. Near side, the United States are still with it here in the final third. Now they'll play it on a reversal to Ream. Ream will switch it. Far side, Pulisic. Acrobatic job to keep it in. Then had it knifed off his boot. Comes back into the U.S. half. Robinson will touch it back to Freeze, who hasn't been overly busy, which is good news for the United States. They'll start again from our left to our right. Front of the white shirts with red stripes down the middle. Blue numbers. Ream carefully plays it out to his right. 2-0 lead, a good start for the United States. They don't need to get lackadaisical about it. Long way to go, and we've seen already on 2 occasions, only 2, but 2 occasions tonight, Paraguay has gotten into the U.S. penalty area in a flash. Ream for Robinson, halfway line, left-hand side. Back for Richards, who's probably had the majority of possession for the United States tonight. Near side, Dest. Skewed forward up the right-hand side. McKinney tries to get to it. He does. Right of the penalty area. Cuts it back. Balogun was there. It deflected back to Tillman, who got to his left foot and ripped a shot off a body off Kubas. Out and over the end line for a corner for the United States as Tillman took his chance. Malik Tillman in his first World Cup. Scored 3 goals in the Gold Cup last year. First 3 that he'd ever scored in a U.S. shirt. United States corner from the far flag. Gill tries to get the defense set up in front of him. Tillman to place the ball down. He was born in Nuremberg, Germany. Played in Germany at Bayern Munich. Now with Bayer Leverkusen. Between that and Holland at PSV. Scoops it in right-footed, and the header is just wide from Chris Richards, who got on the end of it. Made good contact with it, Richards, at the edge of the 6-yard box. It's just wide to the right. Gill diving out for it. Wasn't sure it was going wide. Oh, what a chance that is for Birmingham, Alabama's Chris Richards. Paraguay survived that. Now this ball cranked up the near side. Sanabria headed it up. Richards plays it up the near touchline where Alonso tried to get rid of it, and it goes off the ear hole of Serginho Dest and out of the near side. And official just coming over wanting to make sure that Dest is okay as he took that ball right on the right ear. Seems to want to shake it off quickly. There's Rob Lowe, host of The Floor on Fox. It's not it's not a paid Fox promotion, but, you know, I do what I can. Off the throw and a foul. United States will restart play. Rob Lowe, one of the big LA Dodger fans. It's funny how all of the celebrities either love the Knicks or the Dodgers or the Lakers. Or maybe all 3, I don't know. Here's Richards. Grounded ball to the right-hand side. Dest flexed it on back for Freeman. And Dest again spots Ream free on the left-hand side, approaching the halfway line in the 39th minute, as you see. Top right of your screen. Pulisic back towards Richards. Lowe has become a very good game show host, I might say, with The Floor. It's a very intriguing show. Here's Dest up the near side, taken away by Almiron, who's surrounded by a couple of Americans as he tries to get rid of it. Dest is right in front of him, and he's forcing Almiron to go the other direction. Now it's finally threaded up the middle in the direction of Sanabria. Ream gets to it, though, played it carefully back to Freeze. Freeze is going to launch this long with his right foot. Up the middle, headed on by Gustavo Gomez. Ream touched it on back for Freeze. Matt Freeze from Wayne, Pennsylvania. Getting the start in goal to start this World Cup for Mauricio Pochettino over Matt Turner from Park Ridge, New Jersey, who was in goal at the World Cup in Qatar 4 years ago for the United States. U.S. in their own half with possession. Freeman, right-hand side, forwards it for Balogun. Quickly touched off to McKinney. And then slid on back to Freeman, but down went Balogun, the United States goal scorer in the 31st minute, has been taken down. Speaking of players that on this roster that did play college soccer, Freeze one of them. So he played 2 seasons at Harvard. U.S. on the quick restart. Dest near flank. Good series of moves to try to get around Alonso to the end line, and he tried to cut it back, but it was at a tight angle, and it's Gill who smothers it. I like what I've seen from Serginho Dest in this first half as well for the U.S. Gill rolls it out to his right in the penalty area. Paraguay will start again. That's college soccer, if you're JT, with the Harvard Crimson.
Thank you.
Long ball scooped up the middle by Paraguay. Ream has stapled it back. Freeze will control with his feet. The wave going around SoFi Stadium. More fans here tonight than for your normal Rams game. Richards takes a couple of paces forward. SoFi Stadium has to think it's unbelievable to have this many fans actually cheering for the home team. Left-hand side, Robinson cuts towards the inside. It returns to Ream. Ream threads the ball far flank. Pulisic has it. Caceres is around him with Gomez, and Pulisic's tried to squeeze it right by Caceres, and they tumble down left of the penalty area. Pulisic wanted a foul, none given. It's out for a goal kick. Pulisic trying to draw the foul there. Hasn't happened. Be rolled down by Gill. Paraguay going to have to go to the drawing board at halftime with Gustavo Alfaro, their manager. Gill sends it long, flicked on by Sanabria. Pinballs back towards Cubas. And now Paraguay back in their own half, and the U.S. pressing. Alderete backpedaling all the way back nearly to his own penalty area. Pop flies a ball up the near side. The U.S. are there defensively, and they come back away with the ball, although Dest has given it away to Babadija. Left-hand side, and Ciso up that near flank has it knifed off his boot by Freeman, and the United States take it away. Pulisic feeds a ball right-hand side, Dest. Near flank across the halfway line. Serginho Dest a stop and start move. Gets around Almiron. Dest top right corner of the penalty area. Threads the ball through. It's cut back through traffic. It's available. And the shot taken by Tillman was blocked. Comes out to the edge of the area. Almiron is there. Almiron was able to scissor kick it away, 40 yards from goal, brought back up by Freeman, enters the penalty area from the right. Freeman staggers out wide to his right as Alonso was there playing good defense. Tossed on back to Ream at the halfway line. Reload for the United States, Robinson, with under 2 minutes left in the original first 45. Near side Freeman, further up the right-hand side for Dest. Return comes for Baltimore's Alex Freeman. His first World Cup. Scored 2 goals in a friendly in Tampa last November against Uruguay. Game that they won 5-2. Right touchline is Dest. Back for Freeman. Middle of the field. Ream. Left-hand side, he feeds it. Pulisic. Caceres is there to close him down. Just that one defender right now. Pulisic approaching the top left corner of the box. Off to Robinson. Robinson threads it for Tillman, who's trying to roll away from a couple of defenders. Feet get tangled up. Down went Tillman. He thought he was fouled. No whistle to be had. Sanabria has come away with it. Richards strips it off his foot, but that's a foul on Richards. It'll be a free kick for Paraguay. We're in the last minute of the 45. Free kick taken by Paraguay. Almiron back to Gomez. Gomez up the far side, Caceres. Return comes to Gomez again from San Juan Bautista. Far touchline, Juan Jose Caceres. Long ball up the middle. Ream was alert to it to keep it away from Sanabria. Kept in play far side. Oh, Ream stumbles right on the right side of the far side of the penalty area. It's played back to him safely. That could have been a moment. Here's Adams now. So we're about to see how much added time there will be. Have to reckon it'll only be about 4 or 5 minutes. Hasn't been a lot of stoppage other than the 3-minute hydration break. 45 minutes are complete. It is 5 minutes that's been added on. The U.S. up 2-0. Might try to go for one more before we reach halftime perhaps, but they won't risk a lot to go for a third. Here's Balogun. Goal scorer that made it 2-0. He's wide on the left-hand side here, further on that side than he has been in this half. Robinson back to the halfway line. Adams then for Ream. And then Robinson again. Here comes the Jedi, looking to use his forces left of the penalty area. Scooped ball in, caught by Gill. Balogun was closing. Gill just rolls it out into his penalty area to his right. Gustavo Gomez, the captain, who scored in a Copa America match in July of 2021 against Peru. They're playing out of the back, and Gill now will thrust it forward. Up the middle it goes. And it comes down to a blue shirt of Paraguay in the center circle. It's played up this left-hand side. Almiron, hassled by Tillman, out of the near side, and Tillman is just brushed across the side of his face by Mauricio Pochettino. 54-year-old Argentine coach of this United States team. Of course, a foreign manager has never led a country where the manager was not from to a World Cup title. Dare to dream. If you're Mauricio Pochettino in the United States, there's Katy Perry, fresh off a performance earlier. Free kick Paraguay, near left channel. Over the ball is Almiron. He'll thrust it forward, freezes off his line. It nearly got behind his right shoulder, but he's able to catch it double-handed. Puts it into that Paraguay attack. You see the added time, top right of your screen, and how much we've gone through it. Here's a long diagonal ball from left to right by Robinson. Didn't get far enough over on the near side to find Dest. Paraguay's taken it away. Possession so far through 47 minutes and change, 55% for the United States. That seems about right. Paraguay in their own end here. Out of Rete. Low ball up the near side, picked off by Freeman. Forwarded on for Tillman. Tillman, a good spot. He's found McKinney into the penalty area from the right. He hits the brakes. He's got a defender in Kubas right in his hip pocket that's taken it away. He's tried to clear it out. Hasn't cleared the lines all that brilliantly for Paraguay. It's gone out off the near side. U.S. will have a throw. Final moments, first half. A man on screen picking his nose in the crowd. A throw from Freeman. In for Tillman. Freeman again. He tries to get away from Almiron. Back it goes for Ream. Diagonally to his right. Freeman is there. Freeman puts it through some traffic. Dest a back heel flick on the near touchline Tillman. Tillman then for Freeman. United States in the dying moments of the half. Tillman tried to thread a ball forward. It took a deflection. Paraguay will clear. Richards nods it back towards Dest. In a lot of traffic. Comes away to Babadija. His clearance attempt is parried away. Tillman hooks it back into the U.S. half. Anthony Robinson to run it down. A minute to go in this first half. Just about. And up the right-hand side, Balogun has gotten through here. Balogun away from a defender, steps to the spot, left-footed strike. Oh, what a goal! Flo Balogun! That is precious! 3-0! United States! Flo Balogun with a cracking goal! Stiff-arming out Arete away! And finding freedom to this penalty spot, and with his left foot, he has lashed that in. Top left corner, pick it out. Red, white, and blue, up by 3. What a start. And Paraguay left stunned. And I think we all might be left stunned from that. What a ball by Malik Tillman. Just making sure Balogun was onside. He is. Gets away from Alderete. Puts Gomez on skates. Breaks some Paraguay ankles. And that is one of the best pure goals you've ever seen an American score in a World Cup. He's got 2. U.S. have 3, and that's halftime. 3-0. United States ahead at halftime in Inglewood. And Seth Eaves, Flo Balogun. There's been a lot of memorable goals scored by Americans at World Cups. There's not been many that has been prettier than that one. The only other one that I can think of would have been back in Brazil in 2014 against Portugal. Jermaine Jones from outside the penalty area with a bomb. Balogun was well inside the penalty area, just about on the penalty spot, but he has scored a peach of a goal.
Well, I think there'd be no better person to ask that particular question than Kevin Keatings. He was on the call for both of them for the World Feed. What a first half. I mean, this just... You could not have dreamt this if you were an American. 3-0, looking good. I mean, you can tell, and I understand that he has his critics. I understand there's times and moments where you can look at what he's done sometimes and go like, nah, he's maybe not that great, but you can tell what the difference of what the U.S. looks like, and no disrespect to guys like Jurgen Klinsmann who've done some good things, or Bruce Arena who took us to the last day. But you can tell what a team like the United States looks like when they are managed by a guy who has experience managing some of the world's best footballers.
Well, and that has that not been a discussion, I guess, since the 94 World Cup, right? That has been the discussion since that memorable World Cup in America in 94. Who is the right guy? What is the right nationality? What is the right philosophy to coach the United States national team? They've had hits. They haven't had home runs. Very, very early, maybe they've hit a home run.
Maybe. Very early. Still second half to go in this first game. But it's looking really, really good for the Stars and Stripes. And JT thinks we're crazy now. My God. Man, this is quite amazing. All right. We are so caught up in all this. I almost forgot this is a halftime show. And we've got a triple header for you tomorrow. And I'll tell you what I will save. As you see, the Calder Cup is on a separate screen. Thank you very much. The Toronto Marlies and the Chicago Wolves, I think that's who it is.
That's right.
And they're tied at 2. No prizes for guessing which member of our team is broadcasting that event.
No kidding.
I'll give you a hint. He had his power zap them out of his chair last night.
Okay, what a jump scare. What an all-time jump scare that video was. Even JT loved that. Oh my goodness.
But anyway, and here is the U.S. 3, Paraguay 0. We'll look at tomorrow. We'll look at tomorrow's games a little bit later on, like when we get out of here in the post game. But let's talk real quick, Matthew, about the first game of the day today in Toronto. And you and I kind of share the same opinion of this. It finished Canada 1, Bosnia 1. Bosnia took the lead in the opening half. Canada, though, scored late in the second half. But I think you and I share the same viewpoint here. If you're Canadian, you got to be feeling rather disappointed about that.
On a couple of levels, I think, just my personal opinion from the Canadian side. One, I came into the last World Cup very high on Canada. They didn't perform overly well, as they did not win a game, did not get a point. But that was much like the United States, Qatar World Cup. For Canada, that was more of let's get these young guys and this golden generation of Canadians some World Cup experience, get them ready for the tournament that they'll co host in 4 years. Since then, they've played extremely well on some big stages. Remember, this was a team that made the Final Four of Copa America 2 years ago. Canada, Final Four of Copa America 2 years ago, and played well in their semifinal, a beaten semifinalist against Argentina in that match in East Rutherford, New Jersey. I've watched a lot of Canada the last handful of years. I really like the makeup of the team. I thought they were going to win today. Then you watch them and you think they should have won today. And they did not. They came out maybe a bit flat. They did control the pace of play to start, but against the run of play, they gave up the opening goal. Kyle Larin came off the bench, got him an equalizer, and that's how it ended. So the result is not a disaster for the presence of this World Cup. It's also their first ever World Cup point, so historically, it's a big deal. But yeah, I'd be left a little disappointed if I or a Canadian supporter. That's just me. Perhaps, you can take some solace in. You get a draw from playing against two teams, as they draw against Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Okay.
You see the group
All right.
standings on your screen. That, of course, in Group B.
Yeah. JT cooking up a 5-star meal with desserts and appetizers. I'll tell you.
Bosnia won, Canada won. No word on Herzegovina's score.
Yeah, Hurts. We're in California. Hurts a governor, Gavin Newsom. But anyway, who might be who's okay? I'll leave it at
Carry
that.
on.
Anyway, I was trying to think of the right thing to say, but I was like, I don't think there was a right
There's
way
not
to say
a right way to say that.
I know I said earlier we'd be talking, but let's talk about this Canada's group in general. The other two teams play there tomorrow, Qatar and Switzerland. Now, it's interesting. You have Bosnia. A lot of people don't, think not very highly of them. Canada, the host. A lot of people like to think Switzerland would be cruising, but you got to remember, Matthew, this is a Qatar team that, while disappointing, yes, and very outclassed in the World Cup they hosted 4 years ago, this is a team that has a hammerhead lock on the Asian Cup for some reason. So
yeah.
they know how to win some knockout competition, some big competitions. So I'll be curious to see if they've learned anything from that last World Cup ahead of that game against Switzerland tomorrow, which will be in the Bay Area tomorrow.
Yes, in Santa Clara. Switzerland, another team that I just have to say I've been fairly high on for the last couple of World Cups. I just like the makeup of the team. But, as you said, they are the favorites tomorrow, but you never know. Obviously, Qatar did beat Switzerland last time they played. Now, how much do you want to take away from that? That was in November of 2018. But yeah, again, I look at Switzerland's squad and think it's not the worst team here. They've got some talent there. So we'll see what happens tomorrow in Santa Clara, Northern California.
Yeah, Northern California. Switzerland, by the way, according to the app that I'm using, you can get Switzerland minus 450, draw plus 500, Qatar plus 1200. Shout out to Brendan Sorsby if he's out here listening to this broadcast.
So if you like Qatar to steal a win, there's great value there. We don't tell you where to find those odds. We don't promote any sports book, but that's what numbers you could find if you were to look.
Yes.
At Texas Tech Sportsbook.
Yeah, oil money. Yeah, oil money bet.
If you have any problems, go to a courtroom in Lubbock. I hear the sentencing things, easy for me to say, are not bad.
That's one way to put it. The U.S. The last time that the U.S. led 3-0 in a World Cup match, it was back in 1930. The opponent on that day was Paraguay. Now, you don't have to look it up because we already did.
There you go.
The other two teams in this group, they don't play until midnight, so I said it's a 3-game day tomorrow. I guess technically
Uh-huh.
midnight Sunday, but it's kind of like 4 in a way because I count midnight as late Saturday night, technically. Australia and Turkey, the other two teams in this group, Australia, were very impressive, I thought, in Qatar 4 years ago. And there was the mindset from their camp was they feel like they could be getting ready for something here. And, Turkey, you just never know what you're going to get with them, not to mention the fact that they're in the World Cup for the first time since their semifinal run back in 2002. This game being played in Vancouver tomorrow. What do you think about the Aussies and the Turks?
A lot of people are high on Australia. I'm taking it as, I'm just not. I'm not all in on Australia yet. They did perform well 4 years ago in Qatar. You're absolutely right about that. But Australia has failed to score a goal in a lot of their tune-up tournaments, tune-up games rather. Their last game, they did score. What was that? Last Saturday, a 1-1 draw with Switzerland. But prior to that, they went 3 straight games without a goal. I haven't loved how they've looked on the build-up to this tournament, but with that said, they haven't played a ton of games. But losing to the likes of Venezuela, Colombia 3-0, losing to Mexico, failing to win against Switzerland, and even before that, failing to beat the United States in a match in October. How much do you want to buy into that? That's for you to decide. But you're right. They performed well in Qatar 3.5 years ago. Let's see if they can turn it on when the bright lights are on.
One other quick note about the U.S. This is only the second time ever that the U.S. have scored 3 goals in the first half of a World Cup match. The other was back in 2002, that famous win against Portugal, that during buzzer Jack Edwards on the call.
Jack Edwards, boy. Oh, my. Nope. We got JP Delacamera on the roster. He knows the sport. Everyone trusts him on the sport. But we're going to go Jack Edwards. There's a Portuguese as if shot.
Oh, God. There's Ronaldo. Get up! Ronaldo trying to nurse penalties. that was the last World Cup Ronaldo didn't play.
Yes.
So more on him a little bit later on as the tournament progresses. Also, Flo Balogun, second U.S. men's national team player to score 2 goals in a World Cup game. The other was Bert Patenaude, who had a hat trick with 2 in the first half in that aforementioned 1930 win against Paraguay. So that's what's happening here. Yes, that's right. I can do other sports because we have it's a little extended halftime here. As shout out to our friend JT. College World Series, for those that care, got underway today in Omaha. West Virginia won the first game, beating Troy 7-5. Tyrus Hall, a tie-breaking single in the 8th. They are in the top of the 9th. In the second game, North Carolina leads Mississippi 6-2. Tar Heels looking for their elusive first national championship. Tomorrow, of course, SEC Day. Yippee. Oklahoma against Alabama and Texas against Georgia. And if you subjected yourself to those 2 games in Omaha voluntarily without having any ties to those 4 teams, then I question your mental state. Major League Baseball. Some finals from today. Miami has won 7 in a row. They're at 500 now. They beat the Pirates 8-3. Owen Casey, a 2-run double, part of a 4-run 7th. Orioles over the Padres 7-3 tonight. Boston hammered Texas 10-1 in front of some Tartan Army supporters. Cleveland over Detroit 3-2. Tanner Beebe with his second straight win in his second straight start. 8 strikeouts for him in that game, and the Brewers beat the Phillies 6-0. What a performance from Jacob Mizorowski. He threw one pitch at 105 miles an hour, goes the complete game, 1 hit, and struck out 15 Philadelphia batters.
That man is not human.
Seattle leads Washington 5-1 in the 4th. Arizona and Cincinnati tied at 2 in the 8th. Mets lead the Braves 7-2 in the 4th. Blue Jays over the Yankees 7-5 in the 8th. White Sox lead the Dodgers 8-2 in the 8th. The White Sox are actually good. What is this sorcery? Cardinals lead Minnesota 3-2 at the end of the 5th. Houston 9, Kansas City 5 in the 6th. It's Anaheim leading Tampa Bay 2-0 in the 2nd. Rockies and A's are scoreless. Chicago and the Giants will start. The Cubs and the Giants will start.
JT! Oh my God!
Oh, what'd he do now?
Look at the graphic!
Start of the. Oh my God! Oh my God! Toronto and Chicago, the AHL Calder Cup final, 2-2 at the money period. In the W, Washington beat Toronto 86-85. Golden State leads Seattle 5-3 in the first quarter. And here the U.S. looked to build on a 3-0 lead against Paraguay. We send you now back to Matthew Owens, who I would ask to restore some sanity, but we know with us three together, sanity is a foreign word, and, well, might as well be as foreign as if you're watching the game on Telemundo. Back to you, Matthew.
Thank you. Paraguay has made some substitutions before the start of the second half. We'll get that to you in a moment. Second half gets underway. Paraguay kicks off. Long ball set up the near right side. It is beyond Diego Gomez. And out for a U.S. throw. As the second half starts here in Los Angeles, Anthony Robinson will throw it in. Hoisting it up the near touchline in the direction of McKinney. It pinballs back into the Paraguay half, and Alderete will play it into the feet of Gill. Dream first half for the United States. Now what will the second half look like? And will Mauricio Pochettino attempt to play the long game here? Bring some subs in. In fact, one sub each side to start this second half. United States ball on a throw-in. Chris Richards, who had an active first half, plays it back for Ream. And Ream looks forward, and a run being made by Robinson up the left-hand side. Ream's tried to lift it to him. Played away by Caceres and out. This will it be a corner or a throw? It'll be a throw from the left of the penalty area. And that one substitution that I mentioned for the United States is Sebastian Berhalter, who has come in as Tillman throws it into Robinson. Ricochets right back out off Almiron. Robinson throws it in. Balogun has it, and Balogun, sitting on a hat trick, tries a shot from the top left corner of the penalty area that was blocked away by Gustavo Velazquez. Cleared all the way down to Freeze. Freeze up the middle. Off of bodies to the right of the center circle, taken by Almiron. Played back to Alderete. The United States are not shy to press here, as you see that substitution from Paraguay. Babadija, who had a yellow card and an own goal in the first half, off for Mauricio, as Paraguay into the attacking end here. Near side Almiron plays it back. Caceres tried to twist it in. It was flagged down by an American defender. Then from the edge of the D, Almiron with a left-footed shot blocked, cleared away by Robinson. And all the way out on the near side, and Dutch referee came flying in, I think, to settle down Gustavo Gomez, who was locked in a battle with Flo Balogun, both physically and verbally, as they were trying to chase down that ball. United States restart play. And a turnover here by Paraguay. And here come Paraguay right up the middle, charging towards the penalty area to our right and taking a shot is Diego Gomez. It's taken a deflection on its way out. Ream with the intervention. It's a Paraguay throw. And just to tidy up the substitution, Sebastian Berhalter replacing Christian Pulisic for the United States. So Pulisic, who had a really good first half, as there you see it, bottom left of your screen now, the confirmation, Berhalter on to replace Pulisic. Paraguay with their first corner from the far flag. Can they put some pressure on the United States defense here? It's taken short. Left of the penalty area, played back square. Gomez tries to step around a defender. He does. Long-range shot took many deflections. Right on the penalty spot it comes. The U.S. trying to scramble it away, and Balogun does emphatically as he's able to hoist it out with the right foot. Paraguay back in possession. Caceres near touchline. Threads it up this right-hand side. Almiron's got it against Ream, who's trying to angle him off. Almiron goes down. He's trying to nurse a foul there on Ream. Might have gotten it. He has, right at the end line. And Ream is also going to be shown a yellow card. That's yellow to the United States captain. It'll be a free kick right of the penalty area, just inside the in line here for Paraguay, as the 38-year-old captain Tim Ream of Charlotte FC, many years spent at Fulham, about a decade at Fulham in England, with a yellow card. Free kick for Paraguay. Julio Enciso is over it. Interesting position for this free kick. 2 in the wall for the United States. And Enciso will curl it into the back post. It's headed straight up into the air, taken care of by Robinson as he's able to crank it out of the penalty area. And now we've got a whistle to stop play. And Dutch referee has a voice in his ear, not nearly as many as JT normally has. We've got a VAR check for mistaken identity. Sounds like an FBI.
FIFA World Cup having an identity crisis before GTA 6 is released.
What do you mean mistaken identity? Is this Law & Order SVU? Where's Hartengay?
Mariska Hartgate's at Madison Square Garden, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Hold on.
Mistaken identity. That's a new one.
Hold on a minute.
Are
we actually? We're gonna have a full-on VAR check over this.
My guess is that he booked somebody or gave somebody a foul that he wasn't supposed to.
Did he not give it to Ream?
Did he book the wrong person?
Hold on a minute.
Well, it's got to be.
Are they taking the yellow card away? I wonder if that's what it... Because Ream did not touch him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they might be taking the yellow card away, perhaps?
But he's got the red out.
Oh, hold on a minute.
Hold on.
Okay, here we go. Yellow card to Miguel Almiron, and they're going to take the yellow card away for Ream. Ream never touched him. They're going to take it away from Ream, and they're going to assess it to Almiron for, trying to nurse a pathetic foul.
Matthew.
Get up, JT.
What happened there is that someone got confused because they said that this game's being played at the Los Angeles Stadium, not the SoFi Stadium, and they went to the wrong stadium in LA.
Did they? Well, and
Almiron just got booked too.
Yeah. So that's who they've. So the yellow card has been taken away from Ream. It's been assessed to Almiron, and now play is restarted, and Paraguay has sent the ball forward. Richards to reverse it back. It's in the center circle. Blue shirts of Paraguay are there. Paraguay national team nicknamed the White and Red. Tonight, They wear blue. Speaking of identity crisis, when does Netherlands start? Ball out of play on the far side. It'll be a Paraguay throw. Junior Alonso to toss it in to Mauricio, who came on as the substitute. Back to Gill. He's turned it over. Gill has turned it right over to Tillman. Edge of the penalty area, though. Alderete gets to it and cranks it out of play. A U.S. throw. That was a horrible giveaway. In hockey land, they would call that a pizza.
What type of pizza? It better be a stuffed crust.
Freeman's throw in, headed back out by Alderete. Might be a margarita pizza.
I'm sorry, BBC. How are we just getting the substitution graphics up?
Well, Fox just put it in too. Oh, as the U.S. on the throw, Balogun trying to enter the penalty area from the right gets twirled down. He wanted a foul, which would have been a penalty on Alderete. None given.
Because you're not working with him, JT.
Well, that is the right answer. That is the right answer there. Seth has never spoken truer words. U.S. on the throw. Over by the far flag. McKinney hands it off for Dest. Dest trying to get around Enciso. He hasn't. It's gone out for another U.S. throw, however. Freeman will toss in. 55 minutes complete. Thrown in towards Dest in the penalty area from the right. Knocked away by Gomez. Cleared to the edge of the penalty area by the Paraguay defense. They're trying to get it further. Berhalter was in there fishing for it. Comes to Dest. He's laid it off neatly. It comes to the far side. And looking for a cross-in was McKinney. Forced further out by Kubas. Now it's McKinney again. Top right corner of the box. Sloppy touch there. Gave it away to Kubas. Paraguay trying to clear it further out. Balogun kept it from getting very far. Berhalter wedged it on back. Adams tried to play it off. Advantage being played, or at least it was going to. An American got taken down towards the center circle, but now play is stopped. That was Kubas taking down Adams.
I could say, Matthew, with the World Cup and AHL on at the same time, I'm covering both games.
It's JT Harlan.
Listen, what are you going to do tomorrow, JT, as the U.S. restart play? Here's Dest approaching the penalty area from the right, closed in on by two defenders of Paraguay. Cleared out as far as Berhalter. He then slips, slides, and falls. And Paraguay will attempt to move forward with it, but they've given it away to Tillman. Tillman's cranked it up the left-hand side. Anthony Robinson breaks the ankles of Caceres. Robinson, a ball into the back post beyond Balogun. Comes out to the far side, squared back for a shot by Tillman that was blocked. Out to Richards towards the halfway line. The United States just continuing to apply pressure here. Freeman goes flying into the air to try to keep that ball into the far side. He has it. There's Paris Hilton.
I'm gonna so you see on my screen share where I've got under baseline and I've got the Marley's Wolves score.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have multiple scores there instead.
Sure, why not?
That's
the sentence that Matt, I never thought I would be hearing from JT. I got the Marlies and Wolves.
The Marlies and Wolves.
And that is how I'm gonna cover all the games, Matthew.
Was that Paris Hilton in the stands?
That was Paris Hilton, yeah.
Jesus God Almighty.
Who?
U.S. with a takeaway in the midfield. Paris Hilton is here. London Tipton is not. Ball into the air.
We'll all be unfortunate for that because real life London Tipton actually knows.
I bet Brenda Song might be around. She's of course a big Rams fan. Star, of course, of Running Point on Netflix. What a terrific show that is. Here's Dest out wide on the right-hand side. Top right corner of the box. He progresses on Alonso. Dest staggers his way towards the ball. Alonso has clipped it out. It'll be a corner for the United States. Big Brenda Song fan. Macaulay Culkin outkicked his coverage. Majorly. Hugely.
Who quick hugely. Hey, better question. Who did I think I know my answer. Who outkicked their coverage more? Him or Benny Blanco?
Well, oh, God. Anthony Robinson will strike this corner in from the far flag. I think I come away with that conversation as a 2-2 draw. Robinson gets it in. It was towards Ream, poked away by the Paraguay defense. Up in the air and up for grabs. Freeman tried to finesse it back towards the penalty area. Instead, it came out on the near side. Paraguay is on it. Now you got another Paraguay player rolling around as if he's just gotten sniper down. There's a yellow card that's been given to Richards. He contacted Mauricio. He then rolled on the ground multiple times. Scene straight out of a World War II documentary. Tom Hanks doing a terrific job with that World War II documentary right now on the History Channel as we're at the 60th minute.
I need to watch that because that is over here as well.
Boy, we're starting to hit the rails, aren't we?
Taken down is Enciso. And he'll have a free kick that he'll take quickly from the left of the center circle. It's really good, JT. I'd highly recommend it. Oh, that's a lazy back pass that Balogun nearly got to. It's been forced out on the far side. U.S. will throw. Why isn't Spike Lee here, by the way? Why are all the celebrities huddled around a basketball team?
Do you really want me to answer the question of why Spike Lee is not at this game?
Richards ahead for McKinney. Flexed on back for Dest. He spotted McKinney making a run up the right flank. And here's Weston McKinney from the right of the penalty area. Ball sent in towards the back post. Up by the head of Caceres. Down to the top left corner of the box, Tillman. Tillman's got it here. Trying to find Balogun towards the penalty spot. Ripped away. Tillman snuck in and nearly got it back. It ricochets off him and out for a goal kick. And Tillman is down. Tillman with Gomez closing in on him. Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, we had some celebrity sightings here.
Well, we have, yes. The real Americans. Play is restarted.
Wow.
All the way back it goes to freeze. Start that conversation. I promise you, anybody in a Paraguay shirt coming out of this stadium tonight will not be beaten up by American fans. Can't say the same about New Yorkers.
By the way, to all the people on Twitter complaining about Fox showing the celebrities, it's not Fox, it's the world feed, damn it.
Adams ahead for Dest, into the penalty area from the right, tried to cut it back. It was just too far out in front of Robinson. Cleared out. As far as Berhalter to serve it in. Left side of the area. Can Tillman settle it down? Not really. Caceres knifes it away from him. It's out for a U.S. throw. So we're past the hour mark. Yes, this is not Fox. Anything that happens during the game, it's not Fox. Here's a second substitution for Paraguay to put JT to work. Antonio Sanabria will come off. He plays his club ball at Cremonese. Cremonese comes off for Alex Arce.
Why did you just morph into a Dr. Laura commentator? And if you don't know who that is, look it up, and we'll leave it at that.
U.S. on the throw. Here's Dest. United States in possession in the midfield.
That was some pretty quick graphic work, if I do say so myself.
It was. Dest ahead for Balogun. He tried to flick it off on the right-hand side. This ball into the penalty area from the right. Dest tried to settle it down. He sent it across the face of goal. No one on the other end of it. Robinson tries to get there, left of the penalty area. Shrugged off the ball by Caceres, who clears. Go ahead, Seth.
JT is the GOAT, that's why.
No, of course. Get to it much quicker than the world feed will. Right of the center circle, it's Freeman for the United States. Chopped away from behind. It one hops into the hands of Gill. Timothy Chalamet.
Thank you,
President. Are you okay, Matthew?
Gill sends it long.
JT, quit asking questions.
Far touchline. McKinney across the halfway line, trickles it forward. Balogun's there. Let's go with the flow one more time. No, he gives it up. Trying to find Berhalter. Picked off by Gomez. Paraguay get away. Paraguay get away.
The one that got away.
Start karaoke like we did before we went on the air.
God
Don't start
almighty,
that
we
again.
Katy Perry in attendance, of course. If you got that reference straight away, well done.
Paraguay trying to break out of their own end here. Cubas looks to his right. Bounces it that way. Juan Jose Caceres. Played it back to Diego Gomez. Gomez forwards it. If we can be serious for a quick moment, as we know, and we'll be talking about this throughout the group stage, have to retrain our brains. Third-place teams have a chance to go through to the knockout stages of this tournament. So even if you get behind, like Paraguay has here, like South Africa yesterday, you get behind early, you have to see the game out. An opening game loss is not the end of your World Cup. Here's Enciso making a nice move up the left channel. Here he is, top left corner of the box. He's trying to get around Adams. Enciso on his right foot, a shot that's blocked. It ricochets to another blue shirt at the edge of the D. It's blasted off target by Diego Gomez as he tried to give it a ride. And it goes high and wide. But an opening game loss is not a disaster like it may have been in prior World Cups, but you need to do like South Africa did for such a long time yesterday. Just stay down 1-0, 2-0. Paraguay, it's gotten away from them here. What you got, JT?
It's time for you to look at your favorite graphic at the bottom of your screen.
Oh, the score has changed. The Marlies are in front. There's nothing like it. In the league called the American Hockey League, Toronto is going for the title.
Well, as you know, this is how you know it's the AHL when something like with that Maple Leaf logo reaches the final and is leading in said final. We know it's not the Stanley Cup, isn't it?
No, it certainly isn't. Here's Weston McKennie, far right side. Flares forward, drops it back. Serginho Dest. Return for McKennie, then for Dest again. Top right corner of the box. Squares it back for Tillman. He'll play it back calmly for Adams. U.S. on a reload. Halfway line is Richards. Center circle is Ream. So we hit the 67th minute. Hydration break not far away. On a 75-degree evening in Inglewood, California. McKennie right touchline. Threads it forward for Dest on his run. Dest from the right of the penalty area. Loads up across. Intended for Balogun. Blue shirt gets in the way of it. Paraguay will clear to safety. Threaded ball forward towards the halfway line. Adams with the defensive header for the United States. Richards controls from Ream. U.S. at their own end. Richards for Freeman. Freeman forwards it. McKennie far side. McKennie into the middle for Balogun. Chopping it away from him was Gomez. Gomez with an outlet for Enciso, who might get it back on a quick return. He's got to run this down. It's a long run up the far side. Richards spots it, slides to ground to get it out, and with that ball out of play right on 67 minutes, wonder if they'll stop play for a hydration break. They will. Third quarter in the books. 3-0, United States in front of Paraguay.
We're really going to be doing this, aren't we?
Money
quarters, the World Cup.
Money quarter. Good Lord. At our second half hydration break, 3-0, United States in front of Paraguay.
Half money. The money period is the fourth quarter of the World Cup is brought to you by the World Cup hydration break is brought to you by Pepsi, or Coca-Cola.
If they ever want to, if they do want to give us their money, they certainly can, especially if you are from the Coca-Cola company. I will once again show you the Sprite with tea is here.
I was going to say, I was getting ready to say, I saw you with that yesterday, and I see you with it again tonight. You love that Sprite tea. Good on you. But like I said, I'm not a tea person, so.
So, anyone from the Coca-Cola company listening or watching, this is free advertisements, or as JT would call it, advertisements.
What? No, hold on. They are ads or they are advertisements. Thank you.
There we go.
We call them advertisements. You guys over there call them commercials.
Jeez.
Oh my god.
Real quick.
Anyway, I'm gonna hit the button.
He hits the button, and the graphic goes bye-bye. If you are just twisting us in, if you're new to the channel, if you like what you see, and more importantly, you've liked what you've heard, what you've experienced tonight, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and hit the notification
And if you
bell.
like JT's graphics...
And if you like JT's graphics, hit the like and subscribe button, hit the notification bell to get notified anytime we go live. We've got plenty coming your way over, well, this weekend. World Cup action, Stanley Cup final, NBA finals, Calder Cup final, NASCAR at Pocono. I mean, what else could there be this weekend in the sporting universe?
24 hours of Le Mans.
Yeah, the 24 hours of Le Mans is on JBM, of course. That'll be fun tomorrow. JB will be producing Le Mans and producing World Cup games and producing the NBA finals.
Yeah, I'm gonna be busy.
He's gonna be doing it all.
Nice.
Stupid ass bug just got on my shirt. Oh, I meant stupid tail bug. I'm trying to cut my language down, but that's not working.
Junior Alonso.
I've been instructed by my people to tone down my rhetoric, my language rhetoric.
Junior Alonso will throw in here once the Dutch referee gives
him Senior
the okay.
Alonso.
Well, nowhere to be found at the moment, but here is Junior to throw it in. It's chipped out to the edge of the box, and a left-footed volley attempt by Almiron was blocked. It ricochets this way, and American just got taken down. That was Tillman, fouled by Caceres, who has the gall, who has the temerity to look back at the referee with arms outstretched, as if to say, what did I do? Well, what you did, sir, was give a shoulder into the back of that guy in American red, white, and blue.
I'm not overjoyed. I am not overjoyed. I am incredulous. That's been him the last 2 World Cups, by the way. He has not been overjoyed.
No, he has not.
It's been an early exit for Germany.
Hasn't been great. United States about to make a couple of changes. That'll put JT to work. But first he says this.
Would that be these United States of America in red and white shirts, white shorts, blue trim, white socks, and I need to go to work, so I'm going to shut up.
Boy, you're learning. Double substitution to be made here by Mauricio Pochettino. Flo Balogun, who has scored 2 goals tonight, is coming off. So too is Serginho Dest. And they will be replaced by El Paso, Texas native Ricardo Pepi, who plays his club ball in the
West Texas town of El Paso,
Netherlands at PSV Eindhoven. He was ranked 3rd in goal scoring in the Eredivisie last season. He scored 16 goals in that division last season. Also, Timothy Weah comes on for the U.S. He scored the opening
against Wales 4 years ago.
Yeah, he scored the opening goal of the World Cup for the U.S. against Wales in Qatar 4 years ago.
Remember that call from Clive Tilley? Timothy Weah! Bang!
Paraguay have a free kick at their own end. JT, did you put the graphics up? If you did, I missed it. Which is a shame. I don't like to miss your graphics.
I'm cooking.
Oh, okay. Didn't want to miss it.
I've got one of them. I'm just creating the second one.
Long ball sent forward by Gill. Up in the air. Paraguay's gotten on the end of it. And here's Mauricio cutting in, and Mauricio has scored. And Paraguay get one back. Mauricio has come off the bench. And Paraguay have their first goal at a World Cup in 16 years.
That wasn't nice if you're U.S.
Well, life for Paraguay and reason for their supporters to stand and make some noise on what's been overall a tough night, as it was the goalkeeper Gill who sent the free kick forward. It was headed on by Dest. It landed at the edge of the D, and it was well spotted by Enciso to get it to Mauricio, who sliced in from the left, had a lot of space, and that's a terrific finish. Left foot, bottom right corner. And Paraguay with a goal, and maybe with a lifeline here in the 74th minute. Ball put back in play, and Paraguay is on it. Junior Alonso filters one forward. Is there momentum here for Paraguay to try to tilt this back the other way? The momentum. Mauricio's first ever goal for the national team. Here's the United States, though, with a takeaway at the other end, and it's Tillman on the spot. His shot is smothered. It's a good stop by Gill. And Tillman, boy, just needed to pick out a spot and hit it, and he didn't. Chance to make it 4-1 has slipped away. A long ball ahead by Paraguay, however, has come all the way back to freeze. This game might really open up here in the next 15 minutes, as Paraguay have reason to believe that they could push to maybe get another. Here's Ream being pressurized in his own end. He's played it forward up the left-hand side, and a good move to button hook to the outside for Tillman. Cuts to the inside of Caceres, rolls it through for Pepe, and off of his line to scoop it up is Gill before Pepe could get to it. Paraguay, well, we said they created 2 chances in the first half, and it was like lightning in a bottle. It came very quickly. Well, just like that, blink of an eye, they've scored a goal here, 3-1. Long by Gill in the midfield. Berhalter to take it away. United States moving forward here, as I said, could really open up as Paraguay try to push. Tillman lays it off. Left of the penalty area is Anthony Robinson with a quarter of an hour to go. Robinson squares it back edge of the D. Touch back off for Berhalter. Berhalter out to his right. Feeds it far side. Richards, return for Berhalter. Then Ream, angled this way. It's Robinson. Left channel. Skipped on back into the center circle. Richards, perhaps that's a wake-up call for the United States that got to see these things out from start to finish. Richards back in his own half, backpedaling and sending it to freeze. Goalkeeper from Wayne, Pennsylvania, loads up a long ball, right-footed strike up the middle. Can it be chested down by Tillman? It was, and a foul on Paraguay as he tried to knock it back to Weah.
Matthew,
JT,
since you never want to miss the graphics, do you want me to hit them again?
please do. I want to see it in all their glory. Yes, Weah on for Dest. And Pepe on for Flo Balogun. United States restart play. Free kick in the middle of the field. This way, Robinson. Robinson puts it into the middle. And the United States are on it here. And Tillman has spotted Weah cutting in from the right. Weah into the penalty area. Right-footed strike. And it's just over the top of Gill and wide of the net. And Weah rolled the dice and took another chance. Did Gill get a fingertip to that is the question, to create a corner? I think he did, but I don't think they've called it, as that soccer ball comes right into your living room on the world feed.
Oh, thank you, Steve.
Ow!
Yeah. They did not give a corner. Gill sends it long. He got a hockey assist on the goal that Paraguay has scored.
I want a fans challenge for that corner, please.
Fans challenge. Here's Enciso, left of the center circle, knocked off his boot. Ricochets back to him. The blue shirts of Paraguay trying to push forward here. They have life after scoring that goal just a moment ago to make it 3-1. Near side, Handled by Caceres. Sent back towards the center circle. Gomez switches it. Far side. Enciso's there. Alonso's outside of him. Enciso cuts to his right. Middle of the field. Gomez taken away. What a great play that was. And Tillman roars back the other direction, galloping forward up that inside left channel, but he runs into a wall, but he's fouled by Gomez. And Gomez is shown a yellow card, and he's not happy about it. As he tried to pull back Malik Tillman. Impressed by Tillman tonight. He's played well. That Paraguay goal, by the way, I said their first World Cup goal since 2010, and they didn't score a lot down at the bottom end of that tournament. That's their first goal since their second group game in 2010 against Slovakia. As we get a substitution made by Paraguay here.
I'm working on it.
Gustavo Velázquez comes off to be replaced by Ramon Sosa. Christian Riveros was the last to score a Paraguay goal at a World Cup.
Wow, there's a throwback.
Yeah, June 20th, 2010, that second group game against Slovakia. They made it to the quarterfinals without scoring a goal in their round of 16 knockout game.
That's right, because Japan was on penalties.
Yeah.
God Almighty, I just saw. Oh my God, I just saw. I'm a little bit. The big screen on my studio is a little behind. I just saw Gianni Infantino and Marco Rubio. That'll make for some memes.
Yeah, well, indeed. Here's another substitution coming in for Paraguay as well. Kaku comes in.
Ooh.
And now this free kick ready to be taken. That's the last of the subs for Paraguay as Berhalter and Robinson stand over this free kick. Inside left channel, Berhalter to place it in. Headed up into the air. It drops for Ream. He tries to flick it back forward. It's headed backwards. Oh, my goodness. Edge of the 6-yard box. It nearly came to Pepe. Stripped away by Kaku. Pepe's got it again. Centered ball to the top of the box. Taken away. Paraguay clear. Only as far as Tillman, top left corner of the box. Now for the left of the penalty area, surrounded by Sosa and Velázquez, as that's a back heel flick over the end line for a goal kick. I mistakenly said Gustavo Vázquez was being subbed off. He's still on. And it looks like Gio Reyna might be about to come on.
I made that mistake last night during a game where I thought someone was getting subbed. So it happens to the worst of us. You're just human, I guess.
Give me 10 seconds, you'll have graphics.
I bet I can do it in 5. 3, 4, 5, 6.
There we
6!
go.
Close!
There it is.
It was less than 10. I win this imaginary game I just made up.
Almiron, the one to come off for Sosa, and then Caceres off for Velázquez. And also Kaku, the 17, comes on for Diego Gomez. Now a United States substitution. Gio Reyna comes on as play restarts. Kaku let it roll to Mauricio, the substitute goal scorer. Out wide to the left, Alonso's ball in, headed away by Adams. Comes back to him again, and Alonso plays it all the way to Gil. As we're inside the last 10 minutes of the 90. Tillman, the one that Reyna replaced, as you see. So Gio Reyna, the American Dream, is what he was nicknamed by Erling Haaland when they were teammates at Borussia Dortmund. Up the left-hand side comes Enciso, and he's knocked over by Weah on that far left channel. That's a foul on Weah. Free kick for Paraguay.
Oh, it's kicked off in AHL.
Another sentence I never thought I'd hear from JT's mouth.
Free kick for Paraguay. It's just beyond the top left corner of the penalty area. 30 yards from goal. struck in right-footed. Oh, and there was a free runner down the middle. That was Gomez. He just couldn't get to it. United States scramble it away defensively. Comes out to the top edge of the center circle for Kubas, and we've got a whistle, and I think they're going to say that was offside. Well, and it was. Alonso was just standing in an offside position.
Matthew.
JT.
Mali score with 8 seconds left to make it 4-2, which means it's done.
It is.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Sent long by Freeze on the free kick.
This is why we pay you the big bucks, JT.
There's a bit of a backstory to that, but we're not talking about that on air, and we're not going to talk about it off the air until another certain something ends. Ball out of play on the far side. Paraguay with a throw. 84th minute. 3-1 United States. Ball pinballing around on the far side, and we've got a foul being called against the USA. Paraguay take the free kick quickly. It's placed back into their penalty area for Gomez. Started up the right-hand side, Gustavo Velazquez. Velazquez with those bright orange shoes on. Tries to skip away from McKennie. Dropped it on back. Thrusted forward by Gomez. Into a crowd, it dropped from McKennie. McKennie hopscotches out wide to his left to get around Kaku. Now McKennie spins on the near touchline, tried to weave it for Robinson, who thought he kept it in play. Apparently he did. Then to Reyna, born in Sunderland, England, top left corner of the box. Back to Robinson, return for Reyna, knocked away by Kaku. Recovered and run out by Sosa, the substitute. Fed on the right-hand side, Alex Arce. Arce Don for Velazquez again. Velazquez with a bit of a lackadaisical back pass for Gomez, who had to anxiously play it for Gill, who staggered on a back pedal to get a long ball forward, and that ping-pongs around in the middle of the field. Kubas was able to thread it on. Enciso flicked it forward. It's chipped with Ream running it down, getting there before Arce. On for Freeze, lasered out into the middle of the field. Weah controls for the United States. He plays catch with Reyna, both substitutes that's come in the second half. Of course, this is a fresh start for Gio Reyna after a turbulent World Cup 4 years ago where he only played 52 minutes across the 4 matches that the U.S. played. There was a lot of controversy around that, as from the right of the center circle, Sosa just got taken down, contacted by Pepe. Foul is on the U.S. Free kick coming Paraguay, 86th minute. They trail 3-1.
In my defense, Matthew, the reason that I said it's done is because by the time that all the graphics have updated and there was a gap in play for me to speak, the 8 seconds had already finished.
I see.
And I had unofficial final on my screen. Thank you.
Very good. Free kick put into the left side of the penalty area. U.S. trying to scramble it away. Adams ended up down on the deck. Contact, I think, may have came from Arce, and Adams is down. Pain there for Tyler Adams from New York State. Tyler Adams formerly played with the New York Red Bulls. He's been with Bournemouth for the last few years, scored 2 goals in the Premier League last season for Bournemouth. He's well-traveled. He's also played at Leipzig and Leeds United. Free kick taken by Freeze. Long diagonal ball from right to left in the direction of McKennie. Headed away from him and out of play by Velazquez in front of the technical area for Mauricio Pochettino. If you think it would take a miracle to have the U.S. go on a long run in a World Cup, a deep World Cup run. Remember, Mauricio Pochettino took Tottenham Hotspur of all clubs to a Champions League final. That's pretty miraculous, as off the throw-in Robinson spin cycles around one blue shirt, was able to get it towards the inside Berhalter, played safely on back for Richards. U.S. just trying to see out these last 3 minutes and change. In the center circle, a trip. They play on. It's taken back away from Arce. Reyna then got tripped up by Arce, who was on the ground. That's a foul. Yellow card to Arce. I mean, he was already on the ground and then just stuck his leg out. So Alex Arce with a yellow card. So we'd like to welcome in those of you that's tuning in here down the stretch. A 3-1 lead for the United States, and Tim Ream has placed the ball up the left-hand side. McKinney's cut in. He's played it to the spot, and a mess made of it there on the shot by Adams with the left foot. He's lifted it well over. I believe the play might have been offside to begin with. McKinney with a good find to find Pepe. Pepe way off target. Paraguay still push. Gill sends it long. No one in a blue shirt at the end of it. Ream instead will play it to the far side of the field, where Freeman gets it forward. Weah mishandles. May have gotten it back. Out of play on the far side. It's off of Weah, who tried to keep it from Junior Alonso. Jarek Rubel in the comments section, our good friend with American flag emojis. Plug NBA with us as well, as this ball cranked up the middle, headed down by Robinson, out of play near side in front of the Paraguay technical area. Paraguay will have a throw taken quickly, in for Kaku. Kaku between two, threads it up the right-hand side. Sosa, a back pass to the halfway line for Kubas. We're into the 90th minute. Paraguay got a goal about 15 minutes ago that gave them some life. There's a takeaway, and Berhalter has played it forward on a little flick way out of the penalty area. Gill, and now it's taken away, and Berhalter then tried to chip it. And it's not the best of efforts as he slipped a bit with Gill off his line. Wasn't the worst idea in the world. Execution was not there. Gill punts it left-footed. Up the middle. Richards, a defensive header. Lands left side of the center circle. McKinney. Played on back Robinson. Chipped ball up the left-hand side. Can Reyna get to it? He will not. Shielded from it by Gomez. Ball in the air. Comes back down to a white shirt. And Reyna, no, I beg your pardon. Yeah, it was Reyna. Just got fouled again. 90 minutes complete. And as you see top right of your screen, 7 added on.
I was hoping to be out of here by 4 for the second day running.
Just miss it. No overtime to skew those plans in this sport, at least not in this round. Free kick for the United States. More than happy to let the seconds tick away here. See if they may look to add one more here in the finishing touches. Anthony Robinson, right arm in the air. As from out wide on the left-hand side, it is Robinson scooping this in left-footed. Headed away by the Paraguay defense out to Kaku. Kaku ladles it forward. Picked off by Ream. Thrusted to Robinson, left of the penalty area, and then he gets it back on a quick return, and Robinson, left side of the 6-yard box, tried to center one. It hits off a couple of bodies. Paraguay scramble it to safety. Knotted back forward by Adams. Way a middle of the field, 30 yards from goal. Filtered left for Robinson. United States holding onto the ball. That's all they have to do for the next handful of minutes. Weah out wide of the left-hand side. Overlapping run made by Robinson at the end line. Chips into the back post, hoping for Pepe. Never got to him. Ricocheted back towards Berhalter, who couldn't win a duel. Comes down to Kaku. Kaku lays one forward. Pressed on back by McKinney. Throws it to the opposite side of the field, and now Paraguay might have some space. Junior Alonso loads up a long ball forward. Enciso's there. Freeman defends. Enciso far touchline. Left of the penalty area. Tried to get around Freeman, but then Adams was there to knife it away. Adams nearly ran to that ball, and then he got tripped up and fouled, and a yellow card out of the Dutch referee's pocket. It'll be shown to Junior Alonso. About 5 minutes left here. And Alonso with the foul on Tyler Adams. United States could make one more substitution before this runs out if they choose. As you heard earlier, and you'll hear it later as well, tomorrow on the channel, a triple header of World Cup action starts at 3 p.m. Eastern Time with Qatar and Switzerland from Santa Clara, California. Then it'll be Brazil and Morocco from East Rutherford, New Jersey at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And then at 9 from Foxborough, Massachusetts, Haiti to battle Scotland. All three of those games on the channel. Along with Game 5 of the NBA Finals, the New York Knicks and the San Antonio Spurs, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, as the Knicks look to claim their first NBA championship in over half a century. Put back into play, drops to Robinson, halfway through the 7 added minutes. That midnight kickoff of Australia and Turkey tomorrow is messed up a few of us on our schedule. Here's Robinson, left touchline, charging forward. It is not midnight tonight. It is midnight tomorrow night, technically Sunday morning. The midnight kickoffs are not going to be fun to try to explain. Berhalter just got fouled by Kako. Sunday, we've got Game 2 of the Calder Cup Final, Toronto and Chicago. We've got the Great American Getaway 400 for the NASCAR Cup Series at Pocono. We've got Netherlands, Japan, Cote d'Ivoire, and Ecuador. And then Sunday night, Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final, Carolina and Vegas.
Which I will be catching up on beauty sleep after the 24 hours for.
United States on the free kick. Sure. Reyna scoops it across the field, left to right. Reyna to Ream, left of the center circle. Ream, long diagonal ball left to right. Weah is there to settle it. First touch wasn't great, but he was able to settle it for Adams. Now out wide of the right-hand side. Adams on a return for McKennie. Ream in the center circle with about 2 minutes left. And the U.S. just a couple of minutes away from a fairly straightforward and terrific start to their World Cup account. Long ball up the left-hand side, shielded away from Reyna. It comes to Gustavo Velasquez. For Paraguay's side of this, as it's turned over to Weah, straight away 40 yards from goal, laid out to his right, Freeman. And he very smartly plays it back to Richards in the center circle. U.S. just seeing out these last 90 seconds. Maybe. Robinson scoops it forward up the left-hand side. Weston McKennie into the penalty area from the left with a centered ball. Alderete takes care of.
What makes that all better, Matthew, is with this production screen, I can see your reaction live, which I don't normally get to see with the live stream delay on YouTube.
Robinson will throw in over there by the corner flag. It's in for Reyna. Return for Robinson. Splits through 2 defenders. Left side of the box. Tried to thread a ball through. Taken away. Cleared out only as far as Adams. Here's Weah from beyond the D. Long shot. Belted off of a Paraguay defender. Final minute here. Paraguay will next play Turkey next Friday, 11 p.m. Eastern Time at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California. They'll close out Group D play against Australia. Meanwhile, the United States will also play next Friday on June 19th against Australia from Lumen Field in Seattle, Washington. They stay on the West Coast for their 3 group games, Los Angeles to Seattle and back here to SoFi Stadium in Inglewood for their group finale on Thursday, June 25th against Turkey. Ball placed all the way back to Freeze. Ream forks it forward. And the U.S. just waiting for the final whistle here. They've nearly turned it over cheaply to Kako. Open space on the far side here for Weah if they want to try to go for a fourth. I think the crowd's urging them on to. Weah's put that to the edge of the D here. Gets it back on a return. Out wide to the right. Weah top right corner of the penalty area. Now into the middle. Reyna into the penalty area. Tries it! Oh! Goes for goal and scores beautifully! Finishing touches! Gio Reyna! 4-1! United States! on what might be the last kick of the ball. A Hollywood start for the United States in this World Cup. Gio Reyna. It's a blank canvas for that young man. It's a fresh start after what was personally a real disaster of a World Cup 3.5 years ago in Qatar. What a beautiful goal that is for the 23-year-old that plays domestically in Germany at Borussia Mönchengladbach. The American dream, with a dream finish to the dream start of the Dream World Cup for the United States. The final whistle is blown. That is it. The United States, with a 4-1 victory over Paraguay to start their World Cup account. By far the best performance of any of the three co-hosts to start this tournament. And Mauricio Pochettino strikes a masterclass with the Stars and Stripes tonight. It's back to the drawing board for Paraguay, who again could still get out of this group. But you'd have to say they were by far the second best team on this field tonight. And they will need a total reversal, you would feel, against Australia and Turkey to try to at least fight to get to third. Meanwhile, it's all smiles for the United States in front of this adoring crowd at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. It's finished here. The United States 4, Paraguay 1. They got off to a quick start. A well-worked opportunity that led to an own goal off of Damian Babadija in the 7th minute, put them up 1-0. It was 24 minutes later that Flo Balogun scored. Then he scored another brilliant goal right on the stroke of halftime, and then right at the very end with the last kick of the ball, Gio Reyna, one of Mauricio Pochettino's substitutes in the second half, scores, and it finishes 4-1 to the United States. They will soar to the top of Group D for now, with Australia and Turkey to play at midnight Sunday morning Eastern Time. Seth Eaves, as you see the updated group standings after the end of day 2 of World Cup play in 2026. Seth, if you are an American supporter, and this is really the only time of year where, the only time where we will allow ourselves to be supporters on the air, for the most part. Good start for the red, white, and blue. Our guys, the good guys, 4-1 winners tonight.
Yeah. What was so hard, Canada? U.S. and Mexico won their opening matches. Why couldn't you do it? But anyway, that's for Mr. Parkin if he's out there somewhere. But hey, still a long ways to go, obviously, in this tournament. But the U.S., boy, did they look? They looked really good. We talked about it at halftime. The Poch effect. Boy, it looked at least for one game. It looked like a real thing.
Well, tonight against Paraguay, it looked good. Seth, what about next Friday, a week from tonight? Australia and then Turkey. How do we feel? Again, very, very early. How do we feel about this U.S. team and about their outlook of the group after 90 minutes of seeing them play against Paraguay? And, of course, we haven't seen the other two yet. What are we feeling?
Well, I kind of had the U.S. winning the group at the start, so obviously nothing tonight has changed my mind on that end. But the goals, some of these goals that were scored tonight, I mean,
Yeah.
the goal from Balogun, the second, our third, that was just, sorry, the U.S. third. I'm trying to be, I can't help it. And then, boy, Mauricio Pochettino, look what that means to him. This is a man who's managed in some big leagues and in some big games.
Yeah.
But what a performance tonight. And that goal from Reina was chef's kiss at the end. Oh, it was perfect. And long way for a lot of work for Paraguay to do, and two other solid teams in this group. But a great start for the U.S. and a dream night in Inglewood.
Paraguay moving forward, Seth, looks pretty dull right now.
Yes. Yes, it does. Let's go to trying to figure off here. Because again, a lot going on here. You see Qatar and Switzerland. We talked about that tomorrow. Anything else you want to add on that particular contest to start our triple header or quadruple header? Triple header for us on the network. How about that?
There you
That's
go.
the best way we can describe it. Good start.
Yeah,
for Qatar. What do you think? Anything you want to add on that one?
It'll be interesting to see. Because like you said, I think we are going to see a better put together Qatar side than we did 4 years ago. Will it make that much of a difference tomorrow and throughout the tournament? We'll see. But I think you'll see. I mean, that at times they looked like a they looked like a junior varsity team at times 4 years ago. I don't think it'll be that bad.
I would concur on that. I absolutely would concur. All right, so that's the first game tomorrow, 3 Eastern. You see the lovely JT has already beaten me to the punch. Our second game with Brazil and Morocco, 6 Eastern. Matthew Owens will have the call from the home of the final, the New Jersey Stadium in East Rutherford. Brazil and Morocco. Brazil in Group B, of course. A foreign manager has never won a World Cup. If anybody could do it, it would be Carlo Ancelotti with Brazil, you feel. They open up against Morocco, the Cinderella package from Qatar 22.
I'd put Mauricio Pochettino ahead of him in my personal power rankings.
Well, you know.
1A
and 1B.
Listen, you got Brazil and Morocco there, Seth. As I said yesterday, that's an interesting matchup. Again, last World Cup, who do you think went further, Brazil or Morocco? Maybe nothing to sneeze at either.
Exactly right.
What Morocco did 4 years ago. Let's see if Morocco has more in store for us this time around. You'd still favor Brazil.
And then the game that I'll be on the call for, the good Lord, my God, choked up the motion here as it turns out. 9 o'clock. The 9 o'clock game at the Boston Stadium in Foxborough.
That's right.
Haiti making their World Cup debut against a Scotland team that is in there for the first time since '98. And boy, their fans, folks, if you haven't seen the Tartan Army, you're in for a treat. As passionate as any support group in world football.
Well, let's see if they can do it. They will be favored for sure tomorrow.
You see Knicks and Spurs at 8:30 tomorrow night. Knicks will try to wrap it up in San Antonio. Thoughts on the midnight game again, Australia and Turkey from Vancouver.
Yeah, that'll be very important to see what team looks sharper, what team looks best. Do we get a winner? Because obviously after what we've seen tonight, both you would expect to be favored when they play Paraguay. So this is a huge match for both of those teams tomorrow night, midnight Eastern.
That's day 2. That's a wrap on day 2, partner. We are now every one of the 3 countries has hosted at least one game. All 3 tri-hosts have gotten going. And now the action continues tomorrow. It's Qatar, Switzerland, Brazil, Morocco, Haiti, Scotland, and Austria, Turkey, the midnight special for the incomparable, unbeatable JT behind the scenes. And for Matthew Owens, I'm Seth Eaves, and well, I would like to paraphrase a saying from someone who made a living calling games at a certain place not too far from SoFi tonight. You could say the United States' performance tonight was worth 4 whoopies and a hot damn. The U.S. beat Paraguay by 4-1. For JT, Matthew, I'm Seth. Good night, We'll see you tomorrow for Qatar, Switzerland for the Bay.
Get Seth sneezing under control by then.